Hello everybody, and thank you very much for clicking on this video. What I'll do is a quick unboxing of NextDock 2, my first impressions, and some of the things I noticed while using this device for about a week. So let's start. So what you see in front of you is a NextDock 2 box, so let's unbox it. And that's what you will get inside the box. Lots of cables and sockets. Just a quick rundown because there's already loads of videos unboxing this device, but just to repeat everyone what they're saying, just to let you know, it's a HDMI cable, USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, USB Type-C to USB Type-A, and USB Type-B cable for Raspberry Pi, the power brick charging cable, UK wall plug, European wall plug, and this looks like a Asia East wall plug, and obviously American wall plug is already pre-installed on the actual power brick. And USB Type B to USB Type C adapter is in there, and micro HDMI to full-size HDMI is here, plus reading materials if you want to have a quick look. So this is a quick rundown what the cables, but most important thing is it's a NextDock 2. Straight away when I took this out of the box, it felt like it's a proper laptop. The weight is really, well, it's heavier than I expected, but after using for about a week, it feels very premium. It's all metal all around. I tried to actually flex the keyboard and a screen a bit, and I can't do any of that, and even pressing on the keys, it doesn't go, it doesn't flex. So build quality is outstanding. I'm really happy with this. What I'll do now, I'm gonna grab quickly the cable out of the box. So USB Type-C to USB Type-C. I'll plug that into the actual socket. Oh, actually, let me go quickly over the UI. So on left side, you will get a full-size HDMI, USB Type-C for power, USB Type-C for Raspberry Pi and etc., and USB Type-C for phones. You cannot mix and match them. So power, Raspberry Pi, phone, HDMI. On another side, we have USB Type-A 3.0 headphone jack and SD card reader, and micro SD card reader, sorry, and I already have 16 gigabytes SanDisk micro SD card built in or inserted. Right, let's start this device. So plug that USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable in. I'll use my tablet, Tab S6 for DeX. Obviously you can use your phone, but I'm going to use my tablet S6. So tablet's connected. I just need to turn the NextDock on. The power button is on there. Tablet is charging, and now any second I should be able to see my DeX is running. Let's increase the brightness a bit. And here we go. This is the DeX being displayed on a NextDock 2. And my first impression, very good. Build quality is outstanding. UI wise, I do have what I need. I wish to have a bit more flexibility with the UI, but I'm happy with what I've been given. Screen quality, amazing. The backlight, I already used a couple of times, works brilliantly during the night. The brightness, 100% is okay. I do believe, well, I hope that it's gonna go even brighter, but for my use, I usually use about 50%, just to obviously save the battery. By the way, 6,800 milliamps power battery inside this NextDock 2, which is enough to charge your phone once. I mean, and I think it's once. Anyway, I tried connecting my tablet to the NextDock 2 in the way where the tablet was fully charged, and I was using NextDock 2 at 50% brightness, and in about 3 hours, I lost around 50% of the battery on the NextDock 2. Right now it says 99%. So I would say 6 hours on the paper where they're mentioning, and other YouTubers mentioning 6 hours of this device. I would say it is possible. Right, so this is first impression. Right, another thing, after using this device for a week, I noticed some of the things that I would like to point out for somebody who's looking to buy one. So just a quick rundown through 12. Is it 12? Let me quickly refresh and let's have a look. It is 14 quick points I would like to mention to everybody who's looking to buy one. First of all, the keyboard layout is US. So add symbol is here. I expected to add symbol to be here. Don't know why, just thought it's going to be here. So if somebody who doesn't really have the muscle memory of the keyboard and still looking at the keyboard when typing, they can get confused pressing this button for add, but actually this is button for add in UK when you're changing the language. It's probably not a big problem, as I decided just to let you know that the keyboard layout or the special characters are located as per US keyboard. Keyboard comfortable to type, and key pressing sounds very pleasing. So yes, I typed quite a lot on this keyboard. I even typed all these points and quick notes for this video using this keyboard, and I'm really happy with the quality of the keyboard, to be honest. It's very similar to this, which I used quite a lot. It's very similar to Microsoft Designer Bluetooth keyboard, which I have in office, and I love this keyboard. So this is very similar in the key presses and sounds and the comfortable of typing. So I'm really happy with the keyboard. Third, trackpad good, but too big. It's getting a palm input by accident. The trackpad, it feels very good. It feels same as you would basically take your finger and stroke the mouse pad. It's the same sort of feel. But sometimes I get the, right now, here you go, I got the calculator running. I'm just using this portion of my palm and just going like this, and I'm getting calculator activated for no reason. So when you're typing, or when I'm typing, sometimes I just move that by accident and I get the calculator open. Or if I typing something, let's say something here in this part of the document, but I leave mouse here, I can by accident input the press and the mouse pointer jumps somewhere else in the document and keeps typing. So usually when I use this, I connect my Bluetooth mouse, and by using function escape, turning off the trackpad. So trackpad becomes disabled, so I can still easily type without any problems. Number 4, trackpad inverted. I'm not sure if this is me, but the trackpad is inverted. And what I mean, I used to scroll 2 fingers up to go down on the document, or vice versa. I think that's how the this keyboard of tablet, Galaxy Tablet 6 works. To be honest, I never actually paid attention until I start using the NextDock 2, so it might be just my head, but just one of the things I like to point out. Trackpad don't have pinch to zoom functionality, but it does have 3 fingers quick app switch function. So if I want to zoom in and out like this, it will not work. But if I use 3 fingers, as you can see, I can switch between 2 apps. So if I go this full screen and this full screen, so right now switch, switch, switch. So this is good. This works, and I used it quite a lot, so I'm happy with this trackpad functionality built in. Notifications cannot be dismissed with 2-finger gesture. Another thing I noticed and I would like to mention, if you open notifications on my tablet with this keyboard case, I can use 2 fingers, find notification, use 2 fingers and slide across to dismiss it. Sadly, I cannot do this on the NextDock 2. I think just because this trackpad works differently than this, and it's not annoying me, but it is sometimes just a little annoyance. Let's say I'm getting a bit, but it's one of these things that I thought I'm gonna mention anyway. Speakers not that good, but enough for let's say watching a movie or something. Speakers is a 1 watt speakers built in. They are somewhere around here, and the sound not that great, to be honest, but for what I need to them, just to watch a quick tutorial or just to watch quick video or just do a Skype call or something, they're okay. But don't expect to watch like a movie with all the sound effects, like something like, I don't know, you're gonna watch Avengers or something like that, and you're just gonna expect the sound quality to be amazing. So sound quality is below average, but it's enough for my use. Next point, Hinge is not that steady. Right, Hinge, when you're opening and closing, it doesn't give you any resistance, so it's very fluid to open and close. But when you open to a position you want to use and you start typing, the screen starts wobbly a bit. And when I was typing in office at the desk, and I moved the stuff off the desk and moved things around, I noticed the screen was wobbling a bit. So it's not the big deal, but I decided to let you know anyway. Screen viewing angles are good, slightly going gray when you're looking at the sharp angle. So if I open this, the screen quality is brilliant. It's let's actually put the brightness down. So screen, it looks white, but when you look at the certain angles, it goes grayish. But it's alright. It's good for my use, but one of these things I decided to let you know. Power cable connection next to HDMI, right? So power connection next to HDMI. So let me disconnect this. What I mean by power connection next to HDMI is this. So power connection next to HDMI. Quite a lot. When I want to plug in the charging cable into a charging port, I sometimes trying to shed that into a HDMI. So I right now need to be a bit cautious and maybe get used to where the connection is, because I feel that one day I can break the HDMI input and it's gonna stop working just because I keep trying to put inside here. So if there was a bigger gap between this and these three, I would say it's gonna be easier and less mistaken to plug it into the wrong socket. But one of these things that I doing, it's probably not the issue overall. It's just I need to remember this for future. Because the trackpad is so big, I had to increase my mouse speed inside DeX for quite a lot, because it's a bigger trackpad compared to my Galaxy tablet case. So I need to increase the speed, because it feels that the speed that my mouse pointer was while using the Galaxy Tab keyboard, it felt very slow when I was using on the NextDock 2, so I had to increase the speed. Again, it's not like overall issue, just one of these things that I picked up and I decided to share with you. And the last one, which I found out just yesterday, is this USB Type-A 3.0 port. I expected this to be like a USB hub, so when I connect my Galaxy phone or tablet into this and convert this into a DeX station, I expected to plug in USB key or something in here and get the data moving. So what I did yesterday, I took DJI Osmo Action Camera and I plugged into this port. And the camera was charging, but the camera wasn't detecting that I connected to a computer. If I take my camera, DJI Osmo camera, and connect directly to the tablet, on the camera, I get the message saying that, oh, we connected to a PC. Are you allowing read and write of your data storage? I press yes, and I download the videos. If I plug in my action camera in this port, I don't get that. That's all I get is the camera is charging, but there is no data transfer. So I'm not sure if this actually allows you data transfer back and forward. I need to do a bit more checking on this. But at the moment, I would say this is only for charging something as a USB device, maybe connecting USB mouse. But with a USB key, I'm not sure if that's going to work. I expected this to be a USB hub, but might be I might be wrong. I might be doing something that is something bad, basically. Right. So this is NextDock 2. My first impressions of the NextDock 2. Let me know in the comments below what else you want to see about this device. I am planning to record a video where I'm going to put these two devices head to head. These two are NextDock 2 and HP Lapdoc X3. These two devices are widely mentioned online for anybody who's looking to buy a Lapdoc. So NextDock 2 and HP X3 Lapdoc. If you want to see this, don't forget to subscribe, because the video will be coming to my channel very soon. But the video is obviously just about NextDock 2, and overall, I'm very happy with this device. It feels premium, it feels solid, it feels heavy, but not that heavy. And I am telling you, this is amazing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next one. Goodbye.